Mental health. Two simple words on their own. Yet when put together, they sound contradicting. Because let's be honest. When we think of health, we think of something physical. You know, a broken bone, a wound, a fever, something that you can see. But when it comes to mental health, the illness lives in here. Invisible, silent, yet powerful enough to shape every action we make. Let me take you to my average morning, where as I, Sharvesh, Sampath, Raja, wake up to go to school at my school, Velammal Global School, Pulal. And like any normal teenager, I'm not thinking, yay, I'm excited to go to school. I'm thinking, oh man, do I really have to go to school? Can I sleep in, maybe just for 10 minutes? Because let me tell you, the perfect amount of sleep that us teenagers need, it's not 8 or 9 hours, no. It's that extra 10 minutes. That's where the sweet spot is. Now, you might be thinking, wow, this Sharvesh kid is really lazy, trying to justify his bad sleep issues with an even worse joke. Well, you're right, but there's something deeper behind that. You see, the previous night, I was begging my parents to let me stay up late. Same person, same mind, but different actions. See, the reason is, I perceive sleep in a different way. In the morning, I thought it as something positive, but in the night, it was something negative. This change in perception changed my actions. And when we believe that attitude is what drives action, like in this scenario, we fall into the trap of thinking, if you stay positive, you can achieve anything. It's a comforting idea, but dangerously wrong. So what really is happening in this mental health crisis? What is the problem, and how do we solve it? Let's take a look. Take depression, for example. Depression isn't just being sad or being pessimistic. No, depression has physical manifestations inside the brain. You can't fix that with some motivational day, or motivational quote, or some sunny day. Yet, when teenagers are depressed, they're told to be more optimistic, or maybe spend some time with friends. It's not that simple. You see, these teenagers can't control how they feel when they're depressed and they have this mental health condition. So by telling them to be more optimistic, it's like telling someone with asthma to breathe harder, or someone with a broken leg to walk it off. Do you see the cruelty behind those statements? It's the same thing. But that's not the only problem when it comes to mental health. You see, in our modern day and age, we often rebrand I'm upset as I'm depressed. You know, you're gaming in the middle of the night, and then your internet goes out, boom, oh, I'm depressed. There's no pizza left in the canteen, so you can't treat your friends. Oh, that's it, depression. Now, sure, maybe these things could ruin your day at max, but they're not clinical depression. Here's the difference. Being upset is like getting a bad haircut. Sure, it looks terrible, it feels terrible, but eventually it will grow out. Being depressed, on the other hand, is different. It's like losing the scissors entirely. You're not going to fix the issue by just waiting it out. But to be fair, this entire upset versus depressed could just be a language miscommunication. I mean, language evolves over time, so this should be an evolution, but it's different. Because by watering down the seriousness of the word depression, we're making a grave mistake. Because if someone with actual depression came and had the courage to say, I'm depressed and I feel this way, they could just be taken as a joke. They couldn't be taken seriously, all because we have devalued the meaning of the word depressed. So what does this all add up to? What are we all losing because of these mistakes? We're losing lives. Because in every other age group, the most common cause of death is either coronary heart disease or accidents. But in my age group, for teenagers aged 15 to 19, it's suicide. It's taking their own life. Think about that. Think about that. For adults, they're losing their life because their body has given up fighting. It's too weak. But kids are losing their lives because society has given up listening That's the difference. That's the cruelty. That's not some bad fate. That's society's failure. But that's not even the worst part. Because 14% of people with untreated major depressive disorder go on to take their own lives. 14%. Imagine your classroom with 30 people. Now imagine 2 of those people silently suffering without hope, without help. Now imagine 1 of those people gone forever. Not because they gave up, no, not because they were weak, but because nobody heard, nobody listened, nobody helped. That is just so cruel. Imagine the impact that has, because that's not just percentages, that's people. Imagine their dreams never fulfilled, their inventions never made, their smile never to be seen again. Is that the type of society that we're so proud to be a part of? Is this what we want to be remembered for? As the people who are able to build rockets that can go to the moon and make human-like robots but fail to save the humans themselves? Is that what we're doing? So how do we stop teenagers from falling into this void? 3 simple steps. First, education before action. We need to educate people in schools that there's a difference between being upset and depressed. And we need to show them the signs of true mental health disorders so students can identify mental health disorders in other students before something like a problem arises. Second step is simple. We need to make sure people with mental health disorders understand what the problem is. It's not weakness to ask for help, it's courage. So if they understand that, they'll be less insecure. They'll understand that it's not their fault. And the third step is making sure we create safe spaces in schools. You see, a simple insult or a moment of ridicule can leave a darker, deeper scar than we realize. So by creating a safe space in a school, we can make sure a problem doesn't arise by people just being insensitive. We need to make sure that people understand what the problem is. So tomorrow morning, when you all wake up and you're tempted to hit that snooze button on your alarm, think about this. Somewhere out there, a teenager, just like me, is fighting a much louder alarm in their head. One that tells them not to get up. One that tells them that their life isn't worth getting up. We could be the change they need. Because not all wounds bleed. Not all pain shows. So if they can't stand up for themselves, who will? Thank you.